What up, Naughty Steppers? It's Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel. And it is time to give you my top 10 favourite EXCISION tracks of all time. This is the second in a new series where I'm covering my top 10s of producers, labels, certain genres, all of which is completely subjective, a reflection on my personal taste and experience. And here I'm gonna go over my all-time picks from the current dubstep father, Jeff Abel, aka EXCISION. Owner of Rottun Recordings and Destroid music, pioneer of mesmerising live shows, founder of Lost Lands Festival, creator of 4 albums. With lots of incredible tracks to choose from within those projects, my favourite 10 I will be listing here. In this list we have tracks that EXCISION has his name on and that have had an official release only. So originals, remixes, collaborations, not songs that he's produced for other people or unreleased stuff. Just before we get started, as I said, this is the second video of its kind. The first was my top 10 Skrillex tracks. If you want to check that out, then it's linked right here. But yeah, my top 10 EXCISION tracks of all time. Let's go. And coming in at number 10, we have one of his earliest hits and biggest collaborations with Downlink, Crowd Control. They came out with this single just after X's X-rated album, and it was like those tracks but through a high-definition lens. Love the main riff here, amazing electro-rave feel to it, really grips you from the off. Dubstep is insistent, energetic, and full of surprises, a properly grungy, metallic, laser-fueled listen. One of the first I heard from X, so got a huge nostalgia attached to this track, really got me into dark electronic music at the very start. Next up is one of my favourites from the Destroid supergroup album, and that's Bounce with Space Laces. This track just has a massive presence and gravitas to it, blows you away through the sheer weight and force of the sound. From growls to screeches and bellows, atop that swinging backdrop, got the very identifiable vocal sample too. Verges on the epic at points without doing anything particularly outlandish. Will never not love the vibe of this track. Following on from that, we have another Downlink collaboration, one of my favourites from the X-rated album, it's The Underground. I just love the chugging energy of this track, keeps giving you more and more of that gritty, earthy industrial sound. Thing I like most about this tune is the mixdowns into the drops. The impact of them is really felt, executed so well. The timing of everything is also really neatly done, some nice spacey musicality in there too, understated but very effective. At number 7 we have a collaboration that the dubstep scene was crying out for, and that's Nightshine between X and The Frim. I love the ridiculous detail of this track, it's so savage and there is so much going on at all times, but it's still so clear and shiny. The unrelenting second drop is one of his best ever, and very much picks up from the first, which I'd say drags at times, stops it from being higher in this list. Can't forget Luciana's part in this track as well. Her thrilling vocal fits the electrifying nature of the instrumental perfectly. A proper beastly number. Of course, Abel also dabbles in the more reflective stuff, and at number 6 we have one of those in Jaguar with Mr. Hudson. This song is so subtly powerful, the booming instrumental, and Hudson's chilling, sorrowful vocal mixed together extremely well. It progresses smoothly and allows the story to unravel slowly but surely over the course of the track, gets you right in the feels. One of the first signs that X was capable of different stuff, an important track in his discography that I loved from the first listen. Breaking into the top 5, and at number 5, it's another collaboration with Space Laces, and that's Push It Up. Push it up, push it up, push it up, what? This track has one of the best leads in modern dark electronic music, period. It's the best mix of euphoric, emotional, and mighty. First drop is also one of the cleverest from X in my opinion, and in leading on from the intro, it's up there with the best opening sequences I've ever heard. Shame about the second drop feeling a bit laboured, but everything else puts it deservedly in the top 5. Amazing energy and so much to it. Tapping back into the more reflective side of X's style, at number 4 we have the closer to Codename X, Interstellar with Dion Timmer and Rise at Night. There's such an infectious vibe running through this track, yet it's also quite heartfelt and emotional. Those two aspects are melded expertly. The vocal is pure chills, transporting us into this futuristic world, but the remorseful delivery just gives it another appeal entirely. It really is a beautiful song, again proof that X can produce far beyond bangers, will have a special place in my heart forever and always. At number 3 we have arguably the most fun track X has ever produced, and my favourite from the debut X-Rated album, and that's Oh No. This seriously groovy, grungy house number has everything for what it is, in my opinion. All of the sounds interact so well, the flow and rhythm of it is spot on from start to finish, the volume and pitch of everything is on point. Very heavy sounds, yet as I said, fundamentally fun, really gets you going, and is completely unique. I can't say I've heard anything remotely like it since. Gets lost in the pantheon of great Excision songs, but I think this one deserves extra recognition for being so quirky, interesting, and well put together. It's so good. Now, it wouldn't be an Excision top 10 without one truly epic track, and at number 2, it's my favourite Destroid tune, Annihilate, with Far Too Loud. This song just oozes class from beginning to end, from section to section. Pretty much everything with this track is done so well. Another insane opening sequence with those electric notes, the newscast vocal sample, marching drums. It's just completely epic. There is no other word for it. I say pretty much everything works though, because there are some parts where the drops seem slightly lost for ideas, making it not entirely squeaky clean. But bottom line is it's a huge track that brings together so many brilliant ideas, sounds and tempos, another that deserves much more recognition than it gets. And just before I reveal my number 1, I'm gonna go over some special mentions that I love from Excision, but which aren't quite top 10 material. Destroid 1, Raise Your Fist. The drops here I'm not too big on, but the intro is one of X's best ever, which really is saying something, and a great way to start the Destroid album. Destroid 3, Crusaders. Again, the drops are slightly off for me, but that main lead and the general tense vibe make it a definite special mention. That Girl, one of his best chilled tracks, very somber and reflective. Definitely recommend checking it if you're yet to, and appreciate that side of his production. Deviance, his most juicy Datsic collaboration in my eyes. Great musicality to this track, lovely swerve to it, just bereft of star appeal. Drop it. Swagger, one of the most memorable vocal samples of my teenage years, but I wouldn't say that the dubstep has held up that well, enjoyed it less over time. And finally, The Existence VIP, another song that I love for its intro and not necessarily the whole track. This was the start to one of his Shambhala mixes, which got me instantly hooked. But at number 1, it's my favourite from the Codename X album, and one of my favourites from the whole of 2015, and that's Livewire. I just love the progression of this track, how it begins with that swaggering beat, naughty vocal samples, the surging feel of it coming to the surface in the build, all the different drops as well, the bulldozing first one, the way the second picks up the pace a bit, and the manic, head-spinning final one. Also a track for me where the ending is notably perfect for what's come before. That feeling of disintegration as it winds down is very well done. It's just a really clever song, all of the transitions are seamless, and it's consistent even through all of those tempo changes, which isn't an easy thing to do. It says a lot that I never feel like skipping this track. Whenever it comes on my shuffle, lures you in from the off and provides from the first second to the last a true top-class banger. And so there we have it guys, my top 10 favourite Excision tracks of all time. Thank you very much, and as always, for tuning in. Which Excision tracks are your favourites of all time? Any that I missed here? Do you have a top 5 or a top 10? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hitting the notification bell along the way. Nawtystep is all about coverage of bass music across a wide variety of genres, from EP and album reviews to top 5s and top 10s, rave footage, opinion pieces, and more. So again, if that's something that interests you, then consider subscribing. For some other Excision related videos, check out the link next to my head somewhere. If you're not following Nawtystep across social media yet, links to all of those are in the description box down below. And lastly, if it's naughty, then you know guys, so be sure as always to keep it naughty and stay safe. And I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace out.